Minecraft is one of those first games many of us start on, and as we begin to fall in love with the blocky world, we start to see our child-friendly game turn into something much more different, and in some cases, much more scarier. So today I did some research into the community and found the top 10 scary Minecraft fan theories. I'm your host Andrew, and let's get started. At number 10 spot, don't look at the moon. A Reddit user by the name of Probot748 posted an iceberg of some Minecraft fan theories, with one of them being don't look at the moon. In the description of the theory he wrote, quote, "It's not exactly about not looking at the moon. There's a rumor that there's a code in Minecraft that checks whether or not you're looking at the moon. And when experiments were made to test it out, some having disastrous effects, shadow entities, being set on fire, and even world corruption. I added it in the last iceberg, but it was only recently I decided to test them out myself. No shadow entities, but the results are a bit interesting." The experimental videos were then placed in a YouTube playlist, but only the fourth video where it showed the game crashing when he looked up at the moon. Coincidence or not? Let me know in the comment section below. Number 9, Error 422. Minecraft has gone through countless updates and fixes, so it's no surprise that Mojang has some versions they scrapped completely. This is the case of Error 422, which is a lost version of Minecraft that is supposedly one of the scariest ones as well. This was a snapshot of an unknown version that was supposed to turn the whole game around, but in this case, this version of the game, quote, came to life and began to do everything for itself, kind of like some AI generated game. Immediately after its release, it was taken back and disappeared completely. Leaks have came out, but when you try to download it, you are met with some distorted main screen with many of the buttons not working. In this version of the game, it said that anything can happen, from your blocks changing completely to you being teleported into dark places. If you dare, try finding this version online and play it yourself. Number 8, Steve's dog. We all know about Herobrine, which is also a big reason why he's not on this list, but many of you have no idea about the story of Steve's dog. The story goes that Steve was out in the forest trying to fetch some resources when he encountered an aggressive wolf. And just like you do in the game, Steve gave this wolf a bone and it sat down and became his eternal friend. Now this is as far as you probably know, since this is an in-game feature, but shortly after he took the dog home and began to cook a steak for him. When he checked the furnace for the cooked steak, he instead got a piece of paper that read "Han kommer," which translates to "he's coming" in Swedish. Then he looks up again and found another quote saying "Titta bakom dig," which means look behind you. So when Steve looked around, he saw his dog's eyes flashing white, its fur was turning black when it disappeared out of thin air. Many believe that Herobrine is responsible, while others believe this dog became the Herobrine. Number 7, creepers are actually plants. Notch himself has came out and said that creepers have the same texture of dried leaves, so this led many people to think, are creepers plants? A now deleted Reddit user talked about this, saying that they're plants but a highly mutated version of them. He backs up his claims by saying their explosive abilities are actually a quote speed spore dispersion tactic. Some plants in real life are known to have explosive seed pods, and they're activated by, well, you guessed it, by touch, such as a person or a living creature touching it. And when I did more research on creepers in the plant community, I found that there's actually a type of vine named creepers, so this theory completely makes sense. Number 6, stuck in a post-apocalyptic world. Many fans believe that Minecraft is set in a post-apocalyptic world. I mean, when we look at Minecraft and play it, you begin to realize that you're the only form of intelligent life all around, but yet you still exist. So it's either you are the god of the universe or you're the lucky survivor of a global disaster. When fans started to dig up into this theory, they came up with the conclusion that the Ender Dragon was the one who came into the world and wiped out 99.9% of intelligent life, leaving only Steve behind. When the dragon came, he carried a dangerous plague which infected the rest of the people who managed to survive. This plague caused all sorts of mutations, which included zombies. In the Huntbar list, we have a dream world. Some believe that Minecraft is one big dream world. This could be happening in Steve's mind or even a creeper's mind, but that doesn't matter. What does matter is that they consider the survival mode to be a nightmare, where you're basically fighting for survival day in and day out. You are met with a number of hostile mobs, which are all just bad guys in your dreams. Another reason to believe this is a dream world is because when you die, you respawn. Of course, if you do this in real life, that wouldn't be the case. Now relating to that, we have hardcore mode, which is believed to be an early version of the world we live in today. I mean, it's crazy to think about, but one thing that is a fact, that in both the real world and the hardcore version, we only have one life. So every decision we make is more important than ever. Number 4, an ancient civilization. We love to understand the lore of anything we are interested in because once we catch up on the current content, we begin to look back for any sort of explanation. This is the case for Minecraft as well. Many have begun to wonder where many of the monuments, mobs, artifacts, abandoned mine shafts, shipwrecks, and strongholds come from. Either two theories come to mind. Either Steve was a part of a race of other Steves who came together and built everything before going extinct, or it could have been some sort of ancient civilization. Many believe the Endermans were the ones with their ability to transport blocks and teleport, making it very easy for them. But it's all up in the air as there are many differing theories. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section below as well. Number 3, Steve is not a real person. First of all, Steve can carry anything on him with the addition of shulker boxes. He can literally fix stacks and stacks of every resource in the game, and on top of that, he literally punches trees with his bare fists, so his powers don't even seem human. This led many to believe that Steve is not a real person, but a robot instead. He mindlessly works to survive, completing goals, tasks in the process, and Steve is also multi-talented and seems to be able to do anything from flying to mining all the way down to fighting even dragons. So basically, if we were to make Giga Chad into a video game character, we would have the blocky Steve that we all know and love. Number 2, Black Star Theory. It's a well-known fact that our sun is bound to explode in a couple million years. This led YouTuber SpooMac to come up with the theory that Minecraft is just a version of the world that never had to go through the sun's death and live past it. This would explain the dense layer of rock only a couple feet underneath the surface level. He would go into specifics about the theory, saying that humans sacrificed their Earth in order to create a new sun, and then terraformed the dead sun and brought all sorts of life back onto their new world. Imagine telling Elon Musk to terraform a dead star. Probably not possible. And also, this is pretty creepy for the people living in this new world. Basically, when they look up into the sky to see the sun, they're really just looking at their old world that got destroyed. Number 1, Villagers and Pillagers Theory. These two mobs are essentially the good and bad guys in a movie. Villagers are these innocent mobs confined to their villages, while these pillagers are hostile and are looking to attack almost anything they come across. So since they resemble a typical movie dynamic, there were hundreds of theories bound to come from these two. One theory explains how villagers were an ancient civilization and evolved to invent different professions, unique towns, and even iron golems for their own personal bodyguards. As for pillagers, they are believed to be exiled villagers who were kicked out of their own villages for crimes, which explain most of the reason why they tend to raid every village in sight. So basically, pillagers are living out of a villain's arc in a video game. These are the top 10 scary Minecraft fan theories. What game should we do next? Leave a comment down below and like the video and give us a subscribe for some more game content or whatever scary content you guys may be interested in. I'm your host Andrew, and I hope you guys have a scary day.